all your customers, every one of them are already online. They are either at home, working from the office, or they are armed with their mobile phone. Every one of them is actually online. And if you are not digitally savvy enough to transform quickly, I think you're going to go out of business.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Engati CX. We have the pleasure to welcome Alvin Foo to our interview series. Let's begin with a quick introduction of Engati. Engati is the world's leading multilingual no-code chatbot platform, which is available across 14 channels with 30,000 bots created across 186 countries in every domain and use case. Engati has also been recognized as a top platform by Inc.com, Tech World, CIO, and many others. We run the Engati blog, video channel, and the Engati CX podcast, which receives upwards of 300,000 visitors annually. And now for our guest. Alvin is a senior internet and mobile media executive and entrepreneur with more than 20 years of experience in the Asia Pacific region. He has spent the last 10 years in China. Prior to working with the OMG, Alvin was the head of mobile for Google China. In the past 13 years, Alvin has held various leadership roles with other technology and media companies, including Nokia. Alvin has also had his own startup back in 1997, and his startup was one which was listed in the Fast 500 companies in APAC for 3 consecutive years with Deloitte Touche Tohmatsu. Welcome, Alvin.
Welcome. Thanks again for the invite.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Alvin. But now, before we get inside scoop from Alvin himself, let's first, there's a quick announcement that I have. We have something special for all of you who are watching this video, so stick around till the end of the interview. Alvin, you have done tremendous work in mobile and mobile technology, right? Mobile technology has evolved rapidly over the last few years. What new technology trends do you think have been triggered by this most recent phase of smartphone evolution?
Okay, I want to begin with 5G, because 5G is actually game changing. Whatever that's happened before 4G, 3G, and whatever evolution that you saw, is that I think 5G is going to be game changing in a sense that every time when there's a new G, I call it a new G, 4G, 3G, and whatever G, every time when there's a new G, there's a new disruption. So it completely game changed because it allows both the startup community and also platforms and also players to get into space that they could not have gotten in because of 4G or even because of 5G. So I think what's going to happen is that with the proliferation of 5G, I think many countries are actually starting up 5G. Some countries are ahead. Some countries are at the stage of planning and also implementation. Whichever point you are, I think it's going to be game changing for the entire sector. From a government perspective, from the platform players, internet players, and also from the startup community. And what it's going to do is that it will allow, again, creating another layer of platform, allowing a lot of these companies to start embarking onto something that's going to be disruptive, in the sense that now whatever that was not previously available, now it's going to be made available because of 5G. So I think this is a big trend, and the 5G is going to open up opportunity. It's going to open up opportunity. I use China as an example because what I'm seeing right now is that that's going to be the layer platform that's going to power things like smart city, artificial intelligence powering smart city, autonomous vehicles. These are stuff, right, that it's not possible using the old technology. And only through new technology, because of 5G, because of artificial intelligence, and again also because of the platform that is made available. Maybe in China it's probably Huawei, and in many countries it's going to be also possibly powered by Huawei, maybe Ericsson, maybe Ericsson, and also Nokia. That will also provide the platform to allow all these new players to come into the picture. I think it's going to be game changing in the way that startup community needs to look at this and see what are the new things that they can create. Now, if you look at 4Gs, right, it created the sharing economy, right? And what 5G is going to do is that I think it's going to be, from my standpoint, is that it's going to create a connected economy. Everything is going to be connected, right? 4G provided the connectivity. 5G, I think, completes the connectivity. So allowing us, right, to fall into this thing called the connected economy, right, where cars are connected, cities are connected, the IoTs are connected, and these create, right, new opportunity for everyone, right, to embark onto the next game, or whatever that may be, in the next couple of years. I think you're going to see more and more new unicorns, right? The old unicorns are the companies like the sharing economies and what have you. 5G is going to open up, right, a new economy for the new unicorn that's going to be powered by these 5Gs and also all the other respective emerging technology that's going to game change the entire sector.
That's wonderful, Alvin. That's wonderful thoughts. The next question that I have is about small businesses. How do you think small businesses today are leveraging mobile technology, and how is artificial intelligence driving personalization in mobile applications?
Now, I think small and mid-sized companies, right, I would probably split them into two, right? The small to mid-sized companies that's really tech-based. So the tech-based company, like maybe companies like yours, and startup, right, mid-sized startup. I mean, they know technology very well because it is in their DNA. Technology is in their DNA that they are already on the track. The other SMEs that we are talking about, these are the traditional players, the manufacturing, the production. They are very slow to the market. I mean, they are very slow I won't use the word slow to the market, slow to the tech development transformation. So these companies, prior to COVID-19, right, they were really far behind, and many people were still at that time trying to figure out how to piece all the technology together. And in a way, thankful of COVID. I'm not saying that, this is a great thing, yeah. And in a way, the good thing out of COVID is that it accelerated digital transformation. So what you're seeing right now is that moving forward, post COVID-19, right, even these so-called traditional small to medium-sized companies, they are going to move and transform much faster. At least they know things like we were making a Zoom call. Most people before pre-COVID never even heard of, maybe they've heard of video conferencing, but I doubt that they have actually used it. But post-COVID, or even as of now, everyone is on video conference. Everyone is finding some way to collaborate online, right? Whether it's going to be video conference, whether it's going to be file sharing or whatever sharing it may be, it's going to be accelerated now. So what we're seeing now, moving forward, right? The COVID has in many ways accelerated this transformation. So I think it's a lot easier for companies to sell them tech now, and either they are sold themselves the fact that you're using them now, or they will transform very quickly.
Absolutely. And one other post advantage that I think, as you said, it's not a good time, but an advantage that COVID has brought is like the focus on mobile technology all around, right? So people want to have everything on their mobile so that they could make Zoom calls, they could attend conferences, and all of that. So how do you think here personalization would play a role here? And how do you think AI, artificial intelligence, will bring in personalization in mobile application space, especially given the situation that we all are facing?
I mean, personalization has been around for a long time, especially if you look at e-commerce players. I mean, e-commerce players are probably one of the most early birds in terms of using personalization. And one example of that would be if you use Amazon or any kind of is this recommendation engine, and the recommendation engine plus personalization. These are the key driver of actually people buying more. Right? I mean, people are already going to e-commerce site to buy, but because of personalization and also driven by recommendation, they are pushing things even more further, more advanced. Because when you personalize, right, it is the same time that he's seeing what he wants to see, and at the same time you're recommending in advance, predicting what he's going to buy, right? So I think that's where it is heading in terms of massive. Now I think the next forward is that it's like mass recommendation, mass personalization, because now we're talking about relevancies, right? Before, everything was served to you is based on a mass serving, right? Right now it's all about one-on-one personalization. So the only way to really go personalized on a big scale is really through AI. Yeah, AI could read them in advance, could understand your search behavior, could look at your discovery behavior, and then sum up, or obviously with your buying behavior, with your purchase behavior, then sum it up, right? What he thinks you may be buying and predicting that you may buy in the future. So I think personalization moving is forward, right, is going to be a huge step up moving forward.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Alvin. So the next question that I have was more around wearable devices. There's a lot of connectivity that is happening between your smartphones and wearable devices. What change do you think smartphones will bring to the wearable industries as such? And what trends do you think we'll get to see in the near future with wearable devices, our focus on health and those things?
I mean, my take is that smartphone, or if you want to call mobile devices, right? Devices in many ways is impacting every industry, right? It's not like it's impacting one industry more than the other. I think it's impacting everyone. I was just looking at an image. Imagine if you were stuck now, 20 years ago, having stuck at home with an old Nokia phone, having 300 minutes on your phone, and all you could do, right, play Snake or just send an SMS, right? I think it would have been a torture. Would have been a great torture. But if you fast forward to whatever devices they're using now, every one of us are armed with the devices that can access literally everything. So it becomes a command center to everything that we want to do. Now, these days, when you look at your smartphone, it's a device that can literally do anything that you want to do. Practically everything, right? Short of like coughing out cash, right? Like, well, it can help you to make a payment, but short of coughing out real cash. But think about it, right? It impacts everyone, and mobility is such that it's just going to get even more. When I look at mobility right now, we're still carrying a phone in our hands. I think we will come a point where it will be extended, right? Because we are now like a cyborg. The only thing is that the phone is still in our hands. But moving forward, potentially what I think would happen is that the devices could be, built in you, and you'll be looking through a similar to what Google, produced, called Google Glass many years ago. It wasn't a successful product then. But if you think about it, right, it was not ready. So they were ahead of the game, ahead of the curve, as you want to call them. But if you think in moving forward in the future with all this wearable technology and IoT, right, now more and more things that we're carrying is not a smartphone. The watch that we're wearing, right? It's like a mini handphone, mini smartphone in our hands, and that itself, right, provides a fitness kind of data that also interconnect with your devices as well. And at the same time, the glass could also provide you navigation. The glass could also provide you gaming that allows you to look into power by AR and VR. So all these are possibilities. And these possibilities because of the initial first step that smartphone has given us that now empowers everything. So now that you're armed with a handset there, you literally, soon I think you'll be able to control like a Tesla car now. You can actually call your car and your car comes to you, right? So I think our devices is literally doing everything for us already. And in it's just a matter of time where the device is probably stuck in our head, man, I think, right? And then we can look through our glasses, and then because of now we're going to talk about chatbots in a short while. But if you look at voice assistant, a lot of things that we're doing right now, we could use our voice to call out commands, right, to do something. So that also as an added layer to the smart devices.
Absolutely. And Tesla has almost got there. So Tesla is almost in the verge of getting a call and like making a call and just getting your car drive back to you from wherever.
Right. The technology of today, if you think about it versus what, even 10 years ago, is that it can do marvelous thing already by comparison. And it's just going to get better because you have got so many manufacturers and also internet players who are consistently thinking of how to get better. So your phones are going to get better, your devices are going to get better, your Internet of Things products are going to get better, your wearables are going to get better, your voice assistant is going to get more powerful. And eventually, I think, because speaking and talking is a lot more natural than texting. And that's going to be another disruption and also game changing when in reach perfection, then you can actually just talk to your device. We are reaching there. We're not entirely there yet, but I'm quite certain someday we will text less and we will be talking to our phone or talking to whatever devices that may be. Could be your smart speaker, could be your handset, could be even your Apple Watch, right? So I think it's all happening, but it's taking time because they're perfecting the solution and also the product.
Right. Thank you, Alvin. Thank you so much. So the next question that I have is around the same point that you spoke, that we are at home, we're collecting a lot of data. There is a lot of data that gets generated through our Zoom calls, through the messages that we make, through the voice calls that we make. How do you think AI or automation will help tech make meaning out of this vast amount of data that we are generating, and also help businesses make precise decisions to progress their own businesses?
Now, AI is not something that like small medium-sized companies is just going to say, oh, let's go and find a development team and develop something on AI. Now, the basis of AI it goes to in order to the foundation of AI is that you need to have a lot of data. That's foundation. You have no data, then you don't need AI. The purpose of AI, artificial intelligence, is that you need to have the very basic for it to read on. So for it to be layered on so that the machines can then look into data and then find information and optimize those information. So now AI has been around for a long time. Now Google has been using it. If you look at your when you type search, right? As you type searching, as you search, you start to see things popping up.
Yes.
And it seems that the machines can read me, but it's actually predicting what you're typing based on your historical. So the machine is actually doing that. Now, that's just one example. Obviously, the recommendation I was talking on e-commerce, that's again another example that understanding your historical, again, going back to your data, reading and understanding your data, then start pushing things right that is most relevant. Now, I think when you look at companies now who has got lots of data, who has got an abundance of data, then having an AI strategy, right, makes a lot of sense, because that will help them to optimize better and ultimately making good decision. Right? If you look at AI, what's in for the corporate companies, what is in for these companies who has got a lot of data, companies like P&G, company like Unilever, is that it helps the people, the management, the leadership team to make more precise decision making. Now that only applies, but if you look at small companies, right? Now they need to start embarking onto building that. The first thing is that get help and start building up data. Without data, there's nothing to build, for the AI to read on. So like we are in chatbot, right? Now companies who use chatbot, companies who has got a humongous amount of data, automation can help by reading the data and that start understanding what are the most common questions that people ask. That's where you start to structure your chatbot, right? Your auto response. But you can only do that provided if you know what are the most common questions. Now you can't get people to. People can do it, but that's going to take like 1,000 years, man. So your machines will come in and automate all that. And a machine, as you continue to read on data, it gets smarter. Just like if you continue to search Google nonstop, I think in due time, you don't even need to search, man. The machine can even predict, right, what you're gonna ask. Like someone now, if you look at like e-commerce, I predict at some point the voice assistant, right, is not going to be right now. Right now is very reactive. So you ask, and our response. I think in the future, the machine will ask you. Like the machine will ask you, I think you're running out of, toothpaste. Do you want me to drop it into your basket? I think now the machine knows it because he knows that you purchased toothpaste a month ago. And for the last 12 months, you've been buying every month. So based on those information, historical purchase, I can now proactively. I think the machines at some point, voices at some point will proactively ask you a question. I think that's how companies like Amazon, companies like Alibaba and all that will become, multi-trillion-dollar company because machine will start pushing you to buy. Right now, I still need you to come to my site, search for information, and drive you to the site and then make a purchase. But in the future, imagine machines proactively talking to you, proactively selling you. So you don't need to send salespeople to these people because the voice assistant, the Echo, the Amazon Echo, Siri will start talking. We need to drop this into your basket. We need to close this deal for you and all that stuff. I think that's where voice assistant is going to be. So when you look at from me, voice assistant singularity, that will be a point where the machines talk to you almost like you're a real, secretary, a real assistant. Right now, it's still very, very, very proactive, reactive.
Right, that's true. My next question is related to voice assistants and voice bots, but I guess you've helped me answer. Is there anything else that you'd want to add where voice assistant bots or apps which are on the mobile devices or handhelds will play a very critical role? I know you've talked about e-commerce. I know you've talked about some of the leveraging of data to make smarter purchases. Do you think there are anything else that's going to change in terms of customer experience with voice?
No, the opportunity. I mean, the opportunity for chatbot was now when you look at the implementation of chatbot before years back, it was the big companies who was implementing them because they had the investment, they put in investment, they knew this technology was maturing, so the big companies was then adopting it and then start putting chatbots onto their customer service. Now the second layer would be all these startup companies. The startup companies are saying, oh, this is great, man, because it's a SaaS model on chatbot. We could just leverage on it, and then we start putting all our customer service on chatbot. I think now the big opportunities is, remember I talk about the traditional SMEs. The traditional SMEs, most of them has a customer service. But as of until this point, it's a very sizable market, but up to this point, most of them are still using customer care using traditional phone or calling the salesman or something. So this is a great opportunity, and they are they are really at a level and entry level. Maybe pre-COVID, there was no reason to do so. But right now, if you think about it, right, every one of them needs to transform very quickly. I think that's an opportunity there in the sense that and companies of that size really need that to move forward, right? And now it no longer now people always say technology are only for tech companies. Everyone needs to be a tech company. Like Starbucks is a tech company, right? I know they're selling coffee, but they are a tech company. So any company that does not embark on that tech, right, that tech strategy, I think will go out of business. My personal take, because if you don't, your competitor will, for sure. So like I said, Starbucks being one very good example. And if you look through entire coffee business, all the coffee cafe are also very tech based already. Who has an app, learns about the customers, who then try and build a CRM, and at the same time trying to sell to the CRM. Now, I think that's where the opportunity. I think small and mid-sized companies really need to look into building this, because that would definitely enhance call center. That will also enhance their customer experience, because before, people used to call them. They may not be on a phone call, or the salespeople may be doing some other things, right? So having a chatbot is definitely would help in a sense that increase the customer experience and also retention, and also at the end of the day, revenue generated.
Absolutely. It's very cost effective, as you were saying. It is less cost, more reliable. There's no need of, oh, my mood is good, my mood is not good. I'll reply to the customer in a certain way, and that's absolutely true. Uh,
Maybe I should drop this question to you since you're on this, right? How much is a basic implementation of your solution to, say, let's say, SME who wants to get into this chatbot, who wants to develop a chatbot on a SaaS model? What is a typical investment are we talking about? Because you talk about cost effective, maybe you can share what's the investment, what's in for the SMEs.
So for SMEs that use Engati as a chatbot platform, it's a wonderful opportunity because you can set up Engati chatbot in just 5 minutes. In less than 5 minutes, we have template bots customized specifically for your industries. If you are from an e-commerce, as you were saying, you would have typical journey of creating a chatbot and training it with questions. So we have pre-built templates, and literally within 5 minutes, any SME or even enterprises could pick up those templates and create chatbots, put it on their website. The pricing or cost or any investment does not compare with the amount of efficiency that a chatbot brings to any website, right? Uh, so that's firmly my belief that any SME can get onto chatbot platforms like Engati and could easily, for very efficient cost, start using a bot platform on their website with with very less to little, with zero to very little hard work being put.
What's the typical investment like? We are talking about on a annual basis.
It's a $50 plan. If you want to get a lot of live chat and a lot of those functionalities, it is $150 a month right now. Which is very, again, so if you have, let's say, agents, like you have people who can answer queries if the bot fails to answer, right? So if you have that kind of a plan, it's $150 right now. But the features or functionality set is divided. And as and when you opt for a higher feature, the plan, of course, the cost changes. We start from $19 plan. So it's as less as $19 you could invest in getting a chatbot hosted on your website. There's also a free version. There's also a free version that we have, but it has limited set of interactions that we support.
Right. Excellent. I mean, like I said, I think, the access of technology, whatever that may be, including chatbots, including what you're offering, it's amazing because it opens up opportunity. I mean, tech companies knows all this. E-commerce companies knows all this stuff. They know the need of actually needing to go into chatbots. What we need to drive is actually a lot of these small, medium-sized traditional companies who need it even more because they are actually coming from behind and trying to race against time to build up and also build up, to transform very quickly, digitally speaking. And compared to before, I can imagine trying to develop this like 5 years ago versus now. I think 5 years now, it would have cost millions into developing this whole infrastructure. But right now, because of the fact that you're developing a model that is also SaaS-based and then that can be extended, and again, you can cut and paste whatever that you need to cut and paste, right? And also the cost structure is also very affordable, and making and allowing companies of any size to actually leverage a very efficient way of actually enhancing customer care.
Absolutely. Alvin, are there any other thoughts that you'd want to share our users with? Any closing thoughts that you'd have for our audience?
Well, haven't I covered enough already? Well, there's one thing I want to touch on. That I think we live in exciting times. Well, I know it's strange. I know it's weird. You're stuck at home. Moving forward, right? Things are going to change. One thing for certain, it's going to be different, and the old ways of doing business, must give way to the new ways of doing business. And we have to now. Before we were trying very hard to get people to transform. Now transformation is mandatory, and that's a new order, and that's a new world. And we have no choice because all your customers, every one of them, are already online. They are either at home, working from the office, or they are armed with their mobile phone. Every one of them is actually online. And if you are not digitally savvy enough to transform quickly, I think you're going to go out of business at some point. So transformation is no longer a choice. I think it's mandatory.
Absolutely. There's nothing more. You summed it absolutely right. The situation is so needing for a transformation across all industries. Thank you so much, Alvin. Thank you so much for taking your time out for us. Your insights were really valuable, and I know our audience who will be watching this is really going to enjoy this interview. Thank you so much. So, guys who are watching this video, if you guys are still stuck around, we have an exciting announcement. We have an ebook on evolution of customer experience that's out right now and available for download. Click the link in the description box down below for more details. We will be back with another episode with another expert very soon. So stay tuned. See you around.
Thank you.